Now, the past few years, the baby has been becoming one of people's favorite rappers. And I mean, the nigga can rap his ass off. He got all of the animated antics, but more importantly, he had a solid street reputation. People actually respected him. Not because he killed somebody in the Walmart or something, not because he beat up every nigga that approached him on camera, but because people perceive that he was about what he raps about. And in this weird industry of rappers today, especially for men, this is essential. If your fans view you as real, you don't even have to be a very good rapper. They will follow you just because they believe you. Look at Chicago. But you must be aware of what makes you special to your fans so that you don't unintentionally trade it off when your money gets threatened. And trust and believe me, sooner or later, your money will be threatened. But what inclined me to make this video today is to remind men that upholding morals is easy when there is no risk. But when you must choose between your honor and that which you love, whether it be money, family, power, will being an honorable man suddenly become overrated? Will you bend your ideology or your belief system to justify a decision you made? See, I'm going to play this clip that I feel like is appropriate for the topic we talk about today, if you pay attention.
Tell me, did you ever wonder why the men of the Night's Watch take no wives and father no children?
No.
So they will not love. Love is the death of duty. If the day should ever come when your Lord Father was forced to choose between honor on the one hand and those he loves on the other, what would he do?
He would do whatever was right, no matter what.
And Lord Stark is one man in 10,000. Most of us are not so strong. What is honor compared to a woman's love? And what is duty against the feel of a newborn son in your arms? Or a brother's smile?
Sam told you.
We're all human. We all do our duty when there's no cost to it. Honor comes easy then. Yet, sooner or later, in every man's life, there comes a day when it is not easy. A day when he must choose.
Now, this clip from the Game of Thrones reminded me of one of my favorite surahs from the Quran. And the ayat goes, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ahasib an-nasu an yutrakun yaqulu amanna wa hum la yuftinun. Meaning, do men think that they will be left alone to say we believe without ever being tested or tried with affliction? See, you may not be Muslim, but I understand that most of the people who watch my channel are over 25. So I'm assuming that you can grasp the wisdom behind these words. And like most human beings, we tend to think the most of ourselves. You may think that you're pious. You may think that you're brave. You may think that you're honorable. But do you think for 1 second that you can proclaim piety without ever being tempted with evil? Or that a warrior can be called brave without ever seeing a battlefield? Or that you can be called real or honorable without ever having to sacrifice something you love strictly for your beliefs? See, these values in men has become a lost cause. Men tend to wait for a physical altercation nowadays to prove themselves, when morals, honor, strength is not in how strong you are, but in how much you can endure for what you believe in. Now, I'm sure y'all probably aware of the baby trading blows with the LGBTQ community. And last time that I checked, they had him in a headlock somewhere in them Twitter streets. Got him screaming sorry up and down the block. And hold on, I'm not a man who don't believe in apologizing. See, there is nothing soft or nothing weak about taking accountability when you feel like you've wronged somebody. That's actually virtuous. But when you apologize and you're not genuinely sorry, and you don't feel like you did nothing wrong, just for the sake of preserving wealth or connections, nothing is honorable about this. And I could defend him or give him a good excuse, but I'm not. Because how I see it, you're not afraid to kill someone in the store. You're not afraid to beat niggas up on camera. But you're now afraid to keep speaking your mind and say certain words because you're afraid of the backlash of your peers. Because they support the LGBTQ community. It's so funny because I knew that the fix was in as soon as Megan Thee Stallion had tweeted this. Now, she said, "My stance hasn't changed at all. Yours has." And by stance, she means by contributing in any way to help Tory Lanez and his business. We already spoke about this in private, and you specifically said that ain't even no good business move. Why would I promote that shit? But now this ain't your beef. That ain't real. But you stay on your business, my G. Now, I'm not the sharpest knife in the cabinet, but I know a threat when I see one. Now, you tell people what you really care about, and later they'll dangle it in your face, asking you, how much do you really care about it? From that moment on, the baby was on industry probation, whether he knew it or not. See, when he said that shit, he probably thought it was light, like it was nothing, like you could just bail out. But no, them gay people dropped a detainer on your ass. And at first, he was holding strong, standing on his word, like he was ready for the repercussions. And I was tipping my hat to him, because it's rare to find a man nowadays that's willing to sacrifice something tangible, like money, for something intangible, like respect or honor. I mean, they rap about it, but doing it is something totally different. See, the question lies, are you going to take accountability by enduring losing money from endorsers that don't share your beliefs? Or will you yield to the ideology and the beliefs of people you disagree with? Sacrificing a piece of your identity because you need that extra money so much. But we know how the story ends, with the baby bending over for the gay community. And I say bending over with no respect at all, because you weren't even talking about them at the end of the day. They hijacked their whole situation and made it about them. They took offense at him saying, if you're a nigga and you don't suck pick in the parking lot, put your lighter up. And his man was ad-libbing like, yeah, cause some of you niggas are suspect. But that was not directed to the gay community. That was directed to straight men, quote unquote, who are down low. But that's not even a point, because the problem is the baby could have said, if you don't like Jesus Christ, put your lighters up. If you didn't vote for Trump, put your lighters up. If you hate the police, put your lighters up. And nobody would have said a thing, because here in America, we could disagree about religion. We could disagree about race, politics, but it seems like homosexuality has become the new religion, where anybody who disagrees with it gets charged with blasphemy. And before I get out of here, I want to show y'all this clip of Dr. Umar. Contemplate on what this man is telling y'all.
Discussion. So it seems like this whole LGBTQ discussion. I think a lot of us are becoming frustrated with all of this aggression from this community. Can you elaborate or speak a little bit about that and how it looks currently in our community?
Certainly. Well, not only is Kevin Hart a recent casualty in this LBGT war, this army, this mafia that they have, and we call it that because LGBT is the first social issue in American history that you are not allowed to disagree with. I mean, let's just take a moment to understand that. All of America's history, you could disagree with anything you want. Muslims could disagree with Christians, okay? Republicans could disagree with Democrats. Poor people can disagree with the wealthy. You know, you always had a right to an opinion. In fact, the Constitution allegedly protects your right to it. The Bill of Rights allegedly protects your right to an opinion and the expression of it. But when it comes to the homosexual movement, you don't have any constitutional right to disagree with that. When it comes to the LGBT crusade, you don't have any Bill of Rights protections to express your disagreement with this lifestyle. And so, as you know, with Kevin Hart, they went back almost a decade and found some tweets that he made, allegedly insensitive tweets about homosexuals that he apologized for, retracted millions of times. And of course, Kevin Hart and I, we're from the same North Philadelphia neighborhood. I mean, he made it clear, you know, rightly or wrongly, that he made a mistake. But yet and still, they decide to bring this up to try to, you know, sabotage him becoming an host at the Oscars. Well, we just saw our sister Sandra Bland, who was murdered by the police in Texas. There's a new HBO documentary on her life, and guess what? A black LGBT organization came out and said they're not going to support the Sandra Bland documentary. Now, this is a black woman who was murdered by the police in a jail cell in Texas. And you have gay black people saying, because she did not support us, we're not going to support her documentary. Well, excuse me. Since when did gay sex become more important than black life? Since when did gay sex become more important than black life?